Before earth had oceans, before man had breath, before the first tear ever fell, there was a moment in eternity when heaven itself trembled. A moment when light turned against light, when beauty challenged its own creator, when the highest of angels, the radiant one called Lucifer, looked into the face of the Almighty and dared to say, "I will ascend above the stars. I will be like the Most High." And that, my friends, was the moment when pride was born. In the heavens, where every breath was worship, where every beam of light sang his name, rebellion found its first echo. The universe would never be the same. Tonight, we go back to that sacred, terrifying moment to witness what God told Lucifer before casting him out forever. Stay with me till the end, because this is not just a story about angels and rebellion. It's a warning about pride, power, and the love of a God who refuses to let darkness have the final word. If you're watching this right now, subscribe, share this video with someone who needs to be reminded that God still reigns, and comment below, "God is the greatest and will forever be." Now, let us begin. Long before time could be measured, heaven was a realm of flawless light, a kingdom of perfect harmony. And among the countless hosts of angels that filled the skies, one stood above all others: Lucifer, the morning star, the bearer of light. He was not evil, not yet. He was beauty itself, every movement like poetry, every word like music. His wings shimmered with gold and sapphire. His voice conducted choirs of millions. He stood beside the throne of God, conducting songs that could make creation weep. He was called the anointed cherub that covereth, meaning he guarded the very presence of the Almighty. And when he walked, fire and glory followed. But beauty can deceive, and in beauty, pride often finds its home. Lucifer began to notice how heaven adored him, how the light of others dimmed when he passed by. Every praise to God seemed to pass through his music first. And slowly, the echo of worship twisted into the whisper of self. "They adore you, my Lord," he once said softly, gazing into the eternal light. "But do they not also adore the one who carries your song?" That was the first spark of his downfall. God saw it. He felt it before a word was spoken. Yet in his mercy, he remained silent. For even in rebellion, the Creator's love waits before it strikes. And so, the most glorious angel in heaven began his descent, not through fire, not through punishment, but through pride. It began with a whisper, but not the kind one hears with ears. It was a vibration, a thought moving through heaven's light. Lucifer had learned the power of influence. He spoke softly to other angels, those closest to him, those who admired his light. "Have you ever wondered," he asked them, "why only one sits upon the throne? Why must we forever serve, never rule? Does not light deserve its own freedom?" The angels hesitated. None had ever questioned divine order, but curiosity is a dangerous seed. Heaven's corridors soon filled with quiet murmurs. Not hatred, not yet, just confusion, a gentle corrosion of perfect obedience. Lucifer called it illumination. He said he sought equality, not rebellion. But the truth? He wanted to replace God's throne with his own reflection. From the highest clouds, Michael the archangel watched. His spirit trembled as he saw the morning star grow darker each day. And when the first angel knelt before Lucifer, not in worship, but in allegiance, heaven itself groaned. In that moment, Lucifer smiled. It was the smile of one who believes he cannot lose. He didn't realize that every light born from pride burns itself out. Then came the day heaven fell silent. The day the music stopped. Lucifer entered the throne room, not with song, but with accusation. He walked into the presence of God, his wings blazing like storms, his voice proud and trembling with rage. You claim to love us, Lucifer said. Yet you sit above, untouchable, adored, while we, made of fire and light, are forced to serve you eternally. Why should you alone be called Most High? The angels gasped. Some fell to their knees, others turned away in tears. And then God spoke. His voice was not thunder. It was calm, grieving, infinite. Lucifer, my son, I gave you light, not so you could rule, but so you could reflect. You were perfect until pride found a home in you. You seek my throne, but you cannot bear my love. Lucifer's eyes burned brighter, his voice shaking the heavens. Then I will make my own throne. I will rule my own kingdom, one where I am worshipped. The heavens trembled. The seraphim covered their faces. And from the throne, God's light grew unbearable. Then you shall have it, he said. You shall have your kingdom, but it shall be of ashes. You shall have your throne, but it shall burn beneath you. And you shall have followers, but none who truly love. Then, with a word, the light that covered Lucifer tore away. What had once been radiance became flame. What had once been music became screams. And heaven saw, for the first time, what pride truly looked like.
Heaven erupted. Lucifer, now clothed in darkness, drew his blade of flame. A third of the angels, deceived by his beauty, followed him into war. The skies turned red, light clashed with light, songs turned into thunder. Michael, commander of heaven's armies, rose to meet him. Lucifer, he cried, you were loved beyond measure. Why trade eternity for pride? Lucifer's laughter echoed through the stars. Because I will not bow to a love that makes me lesser. The battle raged for what seemed like ages until Michael raised his sword blazing with the word truth. By the authority of the Almighty, be cast down. And with one stroke, Lucifer fell. Through clouds, through stars, through dimensions beyond time, his wings torn, his crown shattered. Every fallen angel screamed as they were consumed by their own pride, becoming the very darkness they sought to control. And as they fell, the gates of heaven closed. What remained was silence and sorrow. As Lucifer fell into the abyss, fire and darkness wrapped around him like chains. But just before the eternal gates shut, God spoke one last time. Not in wrath, but in final authority. You may wound my creation, said the voice of the Almighty, but you will never win their souls. You will have dominion over dust, but not destiny. For one day, my Son will descend where you have fallen, and through his blood, take back what you tried to steal. Lucifer's screams became laughter, a twisted sound that echoed through the void. Then I will destroy them, he shouted. If I cannot rule heaven, I will rule hell, and I will fill it with your image. But even as he sank into the pit, the light of God pierced the darkness, and heaven whispered, even this shall serve my glory. And that, my friend, was the beginning of the end. The rebellion was over. But the war for the hearts of mankind had only just begun.